Hello? Right, so let's get into it. Right, so let me just show you the things that I will be using. Okay, so first is disposable sponge. I've got a whole pack of it for only $5 from Kmart, or was it $10? Fake blood, and a stainless steel palette. I'm using the Ben Nye Master Brewer's wheel. It's not water or alcohol activated, but it is easily removable by water. A porous sponge, and a white cream foundation, Ben Nye Scab Blood, and a red lip pencil from Morphe. Of course, my mirror. I have lip palettes, various colors of lip palette, and Beauty Bay Bright Matte Palette. I did a similar look before. It was very much influenced by the Resident Evil, something like a carrier as well, so I'm going to be using that as my reference image for today. So I will begin with applying the cream-based foundation. I will only be applying a scant amount of it, just to imitate a very ashen face. Some of that looks quite drained of blood. Quite ashy, quite pale, and I do have a little bit of redness under my chin, so I'm just going to try to remove much of that, taking it down to my neck, my décolletage. Basically, the idea is to look like I'm on the verge of dying. I'm on the verge, but like, not quite, you know? And I'm using a gray eyeshadow from the Beauty Bay palette. Instead of a warmer bronze or contour, I'm using ashy gray kind of tone, kind of contour, and it is quite patchy, I'm aware, but it wouldn't matter, because we're gonna be looking dead anyway. I'm further imitating someone who's been starved, dehydrated, hasn't slept for days, so the socket's gonna be looking quite more dark. I moved to shade in my sternocleidomastoid muscle and clavicle to look more convincing for the camera, and also blending it with a bigger brush. I have to look sunken for this. Imagine it's the apocalypse. No one's really going to care if I look snatched or on fleek, you know? I'll probably be busy hoarding wet wipes, toilet papers, and canned goods. I'm also mewing here as hard as I can, just so I can find where I can place the shadow better. And there you go, the first stage of becoming. Before I get to applying the bruise SFX on me, I wanted to share with you the one I did on a model for a project photo shoot. This looked a little bit more brutal than intended. So I will be applying it with the same technique on myself, and I have a bruise reference ready. After the photo session, Bianca the model didn't wash off the cream and went straight to the shops. She was quickly stopped and was almost called for investigation. We had to profusely explain that this isn't real, this is SFX makeup, sir, ma'am. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with my eyes and using the shade Dark Burgundy. I just want to make it look like I'm constantly stressed and sick. If only I had fake blood safe to use for my eyes, that would definitely do this eye look justice. Sadly, I don't have it right now. I'm using a concealer brush to apply the cream generously near the tear duct, and then fade it as I move to the other end of my eye. Using the sponge, I blend it a bit, but careful not to overdo it. Doing the same thing in my lid area and using Midnight Violet to make it slightly darker. Using a lip or eye pencil of red color, I use that on my waterline. I'll apply the dark burgundy as well under my nostrils to make it look as if there's streak marks of blood. Now on to creating the bruise itself. I'll imitate a bruise that looks about 5 to 10 days old, so varying colors of yellow, green, and just really slight red. So I used chromium yellow first, then sallow green, and dark burgundy. I blended the cream with the sponge all together after I'd laid down all of the colors. And with the rest of the bruise, I'll make it look like it's in varying stages as well, so like new bruises just appear here and there. I'll be adding the bruise on my shoulder and chest area as well. I've been through a lot of beatings, and just imagining a sickly person carrying a zombie virus, which just constantly pop a bruise from time to time. I don't know, do zombie viruses have anticoagulation properties? I guess we'll never know. Unless some mad scientist somewhere underground is secretly having this discovery and then one morning you see the news.
Zombie outbreaks are making the headlines worldwide. Unprepared for an enemy that couldn't be deterred or reasoned with. Panic spread as quickly as the infection. Untrained.
Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, contouring my face with a creme blood red and shooting my shot with the undead later. Wish me luck. Now on to drawing the superficial blood vessels. I use midnight violet to imitate the veins or venules and blood red for arteries or arterioles. I just kinda go with it all over the place. I draw the tiniest possible lines as much as I can and kind of branching them out. And I use my finger to slightly blur them out so that they look like a bit superficial and the lines doesn't look too harsh. As you can see, I'm taking my time here with the intricate superficial veins. I'll cover my brows and lashes with concealer and a disposable spoolie brush. The look is coming together pretty soon. I'm telling you, it's so iconic. Having my fried rice moment because I got hungry. With the same black cream foundation, I covered my lips so I can recolor them with a dark burgundy shade. Alright, so proceeding with the fake blood and the scab blood. Actually, I had a bit of a moment of difficulty with the scab blood as it doesn't stick well to my skin. Perhaps there's a trick that I didn't know yet. So what I did was heat it up a few seconds in the microwave to sort of melt it a bit and apply it fast on my skin. Any longer than a few seconds, it's going to be scalding hot. So I imitated the wound of being scratched by one of the infected. I wanted to make a biomark prosthetic, but I ran out of liquid latex, so I ordered it as soon as I noticed my bottle was empty. Okay, so I am completely done. It's a very wearable look and sure will turn heads. Best to wear at night with dim lights for promising results. See ya! Bye!